I love it when we play around in the classes and discover something new. So yesterday we were playing with some new plugins that I just made. Someone wanted a plugin to kind of help or something to help with sort of micro scenes, she was calling them. I said, well, I've been working on plugins, but yet they're not quite ready. So we just kind of played around and got them ready. So this was actually part of a GPT that I recently made for our Book in a Month people. And what I did was just separate that into different plugins inside Sudowrite so we could use it for that kind of content that chat doesn't like. So it starts off with a story analyzer, and this is optional, completely optional. It's not required for the next two plugins to work. But I wanted this to kind of know where I needed to focus on in my story. What were my weak points right away? So it looks at a bunch of different things, tells me if I need to work on something. But then what we started messing with was the beat sheets. So it gives us the scene by scene outline. You'll see this is beat sheet step 1, beat sheet step 2. Previously, they were combined. However, this plugin uses Mixtral. It gave the best output, and I needed the length, the context window that it offers, with, of course, not going to trigger no, I can't do that like the OpenAI or Anthropic models like to do. So I use Mixtral. But if you've played with Mixtral, you know after a certain amount of time, after it gets lengthy, it'll start, and you can see it kind of did it here. It'll start messing up, just going haywire. Mixtral likes to do that never ending sentence of doom. So I needed to break the plugin up, which is why I did this. So whereas before it was supposed to give me the scene by scene outline, then it was supposed to take each of these and then create a beat sheet for each scene. Obviously, that got very lengthy and it couldn't handle it. So I broke it up. So the first step, in step 1, beat sheet step 1, it gives this scene by scene outline. Same thing here on the left. So I took that and I used the brain dump to get this right here, this version. That way I know it's my story from beginning to end, broke down in scenes. Of course, you would need to go through, edit, make any changes. And then there's the second step. So for the second step to work, you highlight the beats from that scene by scene outline breakdown. I would say stick with 5. Again, because of Mixtral going crazy after a certain amount of length. And you can see how each one can get kind of lengthy. So I wouldn't do any more than 5. Let me see how this one did we do. We did 5. Actually, no, we did 6. And you can see it started going crazy there. So I wouldn't do more than 5. Preferably even 4, because 4 did pretty well. So again, for this plugin, for the step 2, take that scene by scene outline, highlight the amount, and then run the beat sheet step 2 plugin. And that gives you this breakdown that you see here. So we're looking at the opening of the Jack the Ripper story and breaking those down. And I'll show you the output that it gave us. So what was interesting after we did this, now it could be because of this format, or it could be because we said the stage is set. And again, we didn't edit. We did not do any editing. We ran these plugins, we played around, experimented. So the output you're going to see is completely AI written. But whether it was the format or this little thing about the stage, it made things sound like a play. So that would definitely need to be taken care of. But the output was pretty good. So somebody said, well, take this and let's work it into beats. So what we did, I took that output from the step 2 plugin, popped it into first draft. Right here, you see it on the right. And that's what it gave us. We put this into first draft. Go back, check it one more time. So it looked at my brain dump, gave me the scene by scene outline. For step 2, I highlighted the first 6. Again, I wouldn't recommend going past 5. Highlighted those scenes, first set of scenes from the scene by scene outline. Took that output and popped it into first draft, and now we have this. So again, I don't know if it was the format or because we said the stage is set. Again, no editing. But this really isn't bad. I liked it, as did everyone else. So somebody then had the idea, because this is only 855 words that it gave us. So somebody had the idea, we'll put this in the Beats box. So we did. So we took that 855 words. We just put it here in the Beats box. Again, no editing. So that's why it's still, we have that narrator's voice. It talks about the audience, the stage, all of that. So no editing, just pop that in there. And this is what we got. Fog hung around me like a shroud, thick and unrelenting as a trod through the grimy cobblestones. So I really liked it. And of course, we have this little line right here, audience beyond the footlights, but it was good. This is like really good for a first draft, again, of nothing being edited. Blood rich and crimson had been my most faithful companion through these escapades, oozed through my fingers warm and slick. We saw only the harlot, the destitute wretch, but I saw the mother, the dreamer, the woman who once danced with hope in her heart. So this was pretty good. And then once it got to B2, it was a little bit better as far as putting some distance between that constant talk of audience and the stage. But this is where it talked about that narrator's voice from the beats. So that is this one. I am really happy with how this came out. Again, for no editing at all. I can imagine it'd be much better with some editing. Oh, pretty good. So I will link those plugins in the description for this video just in case y'all want to use them. And I'll show you just one more time what I did. So again, Story Analyzer is completely optional. I run it on my brain dump because my brain dump is always the major plot points of my story from beginning to end. So I just run it through to see if I need to focus on fixing anything. Completely optional. The beat sheet step 1, again, it reads the brain dump. It also reads genre and characters, I believe. I would have to actually double check, but I'm pretty sure I said it for brain dump, genre, and characters. So step 1 will give you this scene by scene outline of your entire story. And if you do think it would go longer than this, I'll show you the brain dump. So yeah, if you have a maxed out brain dump, you may want to cut it in half so it doesn't start going crazy there at the end. Step 1 looks at your brain dump, gives you that scene by scene outline. Step 2, you would highlight and go down here where I had it written. So this is the output from step 1. So to run step 2's plugin, I would highlight the things that I want. Don't need that title right there. Highlight the ones that I want, and then I would run the step 2 plugin. Beat sheet step 2 on this. And that would give me this output. And for our experiment, we copied this output, put it into first draft, got what you see here, and then took this and put it into our beats box for the chapter we were working on. So play around with that. I hope it helps come up with something a little bit different. Like I said, I really liked it. I am not someone who likes to read first person, so I don't write first person. And as you saw here, we were doing it. I have to say, I know we're always striving to get that deep POV from the AI. And as much as I don't like first person, it does such a better job here with the AI of really drawing it out, not having to constantly force it and seeing all those things that I hate about AI doing third person deep POV, which is almost non-existent. So I do recommend giving it a try in first person. I think I may actually start writing my stuff in first person since it does such a good job of bringing that depth forward. And then just in my edits, I would change everything that I want to third person for those particular stories. All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching. Y'all have a good day.